having fun in the hobby room. Hope you join me. Please subscribe. F86 build coming soon. More and more videos. Well, here we are. I'm about to put this tube in. Okay? I'm trying to think the best way to do this would be. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 3mm epoxy on the one side. Make sure all these wires are nice, neat and tidy over here. And then take the other half and put the other half on here and squeeze the tube onto that side using it. I thought what I could use to squeeze this. And I just can't think of anything. So I'll use the other half. And it should push down even on the tube and squeeze it into place, right? And then when that's done, I can take it off and I can put the last half on. And then we'll be down the back. I tested everything, everything works. All my wires, remember we marked my wires. So my vertical stabilizer is on here really good. Okay, so I think this is going to take just a little bit of epoxy. But okay, so I need some here, 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 here. And this edge. I got this really almost perfect here, so let's get that done. Well, one other thing, this here piece goes in here, so that's going to have to get epoxied in there. We'll do that first, then we'll put the tube in. Okay? So I'll get a little bit of epoxy made to epoxy in the wing holder downer, and then we're going to epoxy the tube in. Got just a little bit of 30mm epoxy mixed up. Just move the camera here a bit, eh? What do you think? Move you guys in just a bit? Huh? There you go. Okay, so it goes in this way. Now I don't want to get epoxy on the threads in this thing at all. So I'm not going to put any glue near that. And how far was this down? Right there. So I need a little bit of epoxy on this side of it. Okay. On the sides. And the end. Especially the end. And the sides too. Everywhere down there except for on those threads. Okay. Now, all the way down there, not twist it in. There it is. Get it nice and secure. Yes, sirree. The little extra epoxy I have. I'm just going to go on top here of this seam right there. Yeah. And you can't see it, but in the back here we'll go just a little bit. This isn't going to have up force, it's going to be sucked down. So, there's lots of epoxy, I believe. Lots of epoxy that makes it better. Okay, so we'll let that dry. Then we'll mix up a bunch of 30mm and we'll get this wing tube in. Well, the glue's drying. You know, I was thinking really seriously about changing scratching these up and making them white so the glue will stick better. Oh, I think I'll cut them. But I want it to stay black inside the tube. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to take my knife and put some cuts. So the epoxy can actually go through the paint. I don't know if this will help you guys. I'll try. But tube is going to be pinned between the two pieces of the body. And with the epoxy holding them even right there, where it's white, it should be just fine, I think. For those scratch marks I put in with a knife, it didn't change the shape, but the epoxy should sink into them a bit and maybe stick better. Should help, I hope, I hope, I hope. Let's do some more then. I just don't want it to look white inside the tube. But this piece is almost dry. Yep, it's set up good. So that's in there. Okay, so now we got the epoxy going and we'll put this tube in. Well, I'm back with my 30-minute epoxy. How are we going to tackle this? I don't want to make a mess applying this epoxy. And in the same hand, we're going to get a nice smooth job done. So, we'll hold it like this. I can use my hand down the ducting here. I get a nice even coat of epoxy on these parts. I'll go over them all twice. Remember, it's a 30-minute epoxy, so I got lots of time to work it. This is working good. I'm going to get a nice coat on each of these. The tube should be in here pretty good. And this end now, I wanted to do nice. Some of that. It's just right. Well, you probably can't see me doing this, can you? I'll take it over here. Just getting this. A little heavy on the end here. Just so there's, make sure the tube joins good. Okay, so this is all running back to the center here just a bit. A little more up on the front here. I really don't want it to not be joined by the epoxy up here. That's for sure. Okay, so looks like that's about it. So that's 30-minute epoxy in. Oh, there's cat hair on my tube. Well, and static, so I guess the cat hair is going to stay. So now, placement of this tube. It's a one-time deal here. There's the front's in, the back's in. The seam is down the side. Yeah, I can see the contact being made. Okay, So I believe it's in perfect place. Now, wow, I'm really hoping I didn't. I don't think I did, but I'll be careful. I'm thinking about extra epoxy I could have spilt on the edges, but I didn't. So, that there. And this going down on this. That squeezes the tube in place. Okay, so I'm wondering if I should, no, we're just going to put the tube on the one side first. Or maybe not. Why aren't I ready? Everything's done, isn't it? Okay, yep, everything's done. So I'm really quickly going to mix a whole bunch of 30-minute epoxy. And I'm going to glue the top on. Yes, I am. Right back.